Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie, and we have in studio our first guest, of course, Mr. Gerry McFarlane, well-known around the Tobago space, of course, having a voice and an opinion on matters that are very important to Tobago. And we're speaking about Beneath the Surface. This is Series 2, and we're going to talk a little bit about what this is about, what you can expect, what is happening, and what are some of the things we can look forward to happening. Good morning, Mr. McFarlane, and welcome to the morning show.
Morning. Nice and a privilege. It's an honor to have a session here with you. Really like how you conduct yourself on the program. Really enlightening, and I hope we'll have a wonderful program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're talking about Series 2, which means that there was a Series 1. So tell us, for those of us who are hearing about Beneath the Surface for the first time, what is the series about? What are we going to be talking about? What can we expect?
Well, I've been discussing this with the officials here, Anton Parks and others, for some time, and then we decided that we should come with Series 2. We did the first series, the first was done last year. After the first year of the THA being in office, the THA members. And this is the second year, the second year will end on the 6th of December. So we are interviewing all the members of the assembly, and we're trying to get the presiding officer as well. So all the chief secretary and all his team, and the PNM or the opposition, and the councillors as well. So that is, we're giving them an opportunity to talk personally about how this thing is affecting them, how it affects their family life. You know, it's a major sacrifice that these people are making, contributing, being servants of the people in a serious way. And we really hope that this will give the public an opportunity to see another side of them. You know, and not every time there's an issue or confrontation or some political thing, you see them on TV trying to explain or making some excuse or something like that. This is an opportunity for us to see what these people really about, you know, their background, their family life, you know, how this thing affects them. And their kind of projections for the future, you know, some of the things that they experience, some of the challenges they may be experiencing in the respective divisions or wherever their responsibilities are, and how they can do better in order to serve the public. This is a very enlightening opportunity, and an opportunity for people to see the caliber of these people and the level of contribution and what they're thinking about and how they want to do better.
So it really is seen about the human elements of who they are, because you know we elect and nominate people for office to serve, and we kind of expect a robotic kind of automated type of service. So you bring in the human element of who these people are. We're talking about their daily lives, their interests, the things that drive them. So that's what we're pulling out. And I like that because, I mean, at the end of the day, we are all humans. We have blood running through our veins. We have emotions. We have expectations. We all get disappointed in our personal lives and our professional lives as well. And also, it is interesting. I'm hoping that we will speak about, you mentioned some of the challenges, but we also, will there be conversations in terms of measuring their deliverables, in terms of the period from which they entered office and to where they are at present, looking back at the things that they set out to do. Have they met their objectives thus far for this period? Is that going to be part of the conversation as well?
Oh, definitely. As I remember my deceased good friend, Anselm London, he always used to say, what is not measured is not done. You know, so people have to adopt this attitude of measuring or forecasting what you would like to do and how it will be done and how it will be measured, and for the benefit of the people. So this is the kind of thing that we really want to pull out from them, and to let them understand and let the public understand, as you rightly said, they are humans, they are servants of the people, and people have great expectations of them. You know, many people see the assemblymen and members of the assembly as somebody you have to go to for early morning work. That is the usual thing when you talk to them. That is the first thing that people want, the early morning work. They call it what? Sunshine or something, you know. But you have to look at your representative to do or try to do much more than that. and try to understand some of their constraints and their limitations. And it can't just appoint you or take you up and say, go and work here, go and work there, and so on. Another thing that people, I'm sure they will want to explain some of their limitations with respect to people's work ethic on the island. There's another thing that I would like to raise with them and to see how they're going to deal with it. Because we can't continue as an island on this little planet to be the best island we can. According to the Chief Secretary, I love the mantra very much, you know, the best little island on the planet. We can't be the best little island on the planet with this kind of work ethic that we have on this island. You know, so that has to change, and the politicians or the assemblymen have a role to play in getting their members or their followers or the people who they serve to understand that this work ethic have to change. People have to be more responsible. People have to take their work seriously. People have to be more accountable. And this way people want to just go to work and just do very little and go back home, spend a few minutes. Some people don't work at all. Literally don't work at all. I met people here, a lady the other day, she told me she's a ghost. You know, she at work and she don't go to work and she get paid. You know, how many of those persons are on the gangs also on this island? How many public service like that who go to work and do very little or nothing and still get paid?
So there must be some measure of monitoring and evaluating and assessments.
There must be some serious level of accounting and measuring what people do and justify your day's work or your monthly salary. You know, that has to be done and had to be dealt with. So that is one of the biggest issues that I'll be raising with every single one of them.
And will you be making recommendations in terms of how do you correct or how do you bring some sort of resolution to some of the ills? Same thing you're talking about, not turning up to work on time, or, you know, you're measuring your output. Are you going to be making recommendations in terms of some of the things that we need to address? Let's talk about customer service. Let's talk about punctuality. Let's talk about, are we going to be talking about some of those things that we could implement, like off the bat? Because these are easy things to implement. Training for staff, soft skills training, and all these types of things. Are those the conversations that we're going to have as well?
That definitely will be included. People, how they go about doing the thing. I was talking to a particular public servant recently, and she said there should be a workbook, you know, like for each office or each division. What are you going to achieve by what time? What resources are needed? You know, people need to have that as well. Supervisors need to really do their work in terms of supervising properly. And you have to measure. You just can't supervise and say, well, I saw them was here and I put them on the P sheet, or this person was here this morning. I remember, and I should say it publicly, I remember the present chief secretary and I and other people were having a discussion to digitize the assembly. And one of the persons who was supposed to be involved and pushing this project came to work and had to go and sell some pies somewhere around the market and that kind of thing, you know, and before he come to work and do sort of thing, you know, they're a public servant, you know, involved with this kind of thing.
But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with selling pies before you get to work, but make sure you do it before you get to work.
Sell your pies as you wish to sell your pies, but you can't sell the pies on government work or public or on the public work. The public servant, the taxpayer paying you to be here on the work and to do certain things or to achieve certain things by a certain time. You can't come on the work and you have to go and sell pies and so on and come in bouncing at 10 o'clock.
So we're talking about time. We're talking about time management here.
Yeah, there must be a serious thing about time management and report and account for your time. Time management, just to say what time you come and what time you leave. You have to account for the time that you spend in your job. I mean, how you justify coming to work and doing other things or leaving, coming to work late, and then you have to leave 11 o'clock before lunch and come back after 2, and you have to leave immediately to go and collect your child or something like that. We have to be much more responsible, man.
I mean, there are certain things that you could kind of implement to ensure that there's a smooth transition in the workspace, because at the end of the day, you are right, people do have children, they do have a life outside of work, but it's all about how do we get this engine to work and to run smoothly so that I can do all the things that I'm expected to do as a human being, as a parent, as an employee, as a friend. Because I mean, a person, themselves is multidimensional and there's so many expectations of this person. So the conversation should be formed around how do we implement policies that works for the employer and the employee to ensure that the product at the end of the day, your performance that you deliver, what you are expected to deliver and what you are being paid to do on a monthly or weekly or daily basis. So that's how the conversation should go. But what I want to know, what I'm very interested to learn is how is this conversation going to be had? Is it going to be casual, relaxed? How are you see this conversation coming across? Because I mean, you're talking about serious things here. You're talking about, well, you should do this and you should do that. So how are you going to deliver that type of conversation?
Well, it will be very measured, of course, and you have to be very careful how you deal with certain people. And most of the persons I know quite well, some I know personally, so it wouldn't be difficult to have that kind of discussions with them. But we have to handle it based on some of the things that they might be scared of, or may not want to talk to. You have to get them to be very forthright and so on, so we're looking forward to that, and be very serious discussion, but at the same time, we want to look at the other side of their personality and their character, and we want the public to know these people are human beings. They have their challenges too, but they have a responsibility because they are paid by the taxpayers.
That's right. So what else can we look forward to from you, during this program? After, what have you been doing? In closing, just let us know a little bit more about what we can expect from Gerry McFarlane.
I like to see that Gerry McFarlane is a businessman and doing a number of little things and so on. And the THA from time to time asks me to assist them with quite a few things. And that is what I've been doing. And one of the areas that, we've been looking at is airlift on the island. And I got a feeling that, the Chief Secretary will make a serious announcement on that very soon. We're looking at doing a number of things. We have the situation with livestock on the island. That is a major project that I'm pursuing with the division. And a number of other areas, the environment need to be addressed, and I'm associated with the Book Reef Trust, and there are a number of serious initiatives and support that we're getting from people at the Dutch embassies and so on to do a number of things with the reef, restoring the reef and that sort of thing. And of course, the Plymouth Credit Union is another small project that we want to do and resuscitate. So there are a number of things that I'm involved in. I'm kept quite busy, and the administration seem to don't understand that sometimes. Because I do a number of.
So when does this series start?
The series starts on Tuesday coming. And of course it will commence with, I think, Megan Morrison, one of the first persons to be interviewed. And of course, we go to the assistant secretaries first, and then we deal with the secretaries, the opposition, the minority leader, and the councillors. And the final person will be the Chief Secretary. I think that'll be on the 6th of December.
Right, awesome. So viewers, there you have it. Of course, we're talking about Beneath the Surface. Series 2 is coming on stream from next Tuesday. That is the 14th of November, right here on Tobago Updates Television. So you guys should stay tuned to hear the conversations that are going to be had with the assemblymen and the councillors and all those who are currently in the THA administration. So we thank you so much, viewers, for staying with us, always choosing the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. We are going to go for a short break, and when we return, we continue conversations with our guests in studio. But in the meantime, while we go, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.